This is how it looked if you didn't mix it. I mistakenly opened the wrong can, and it's transparent on the top and all the white silicone is in the bottom. It's going to take me some time to be able to stir this up. Yep, sometime. Everybody, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking into recoating the roof in the Alfa 40 feet long motorhome. It's got a 30-foot long piece of TPO roof. Has got 5 or 6 feet in the front, 5 or 6 feet in the back of fiberglass. It's only 30 feet in the middle. TPO in this motorhome is actually 15 years old, is overdue for recoating. I have had several motorhomes. I have done at least 25 different roofs, and I have tried pretty much every material. Dicor, the ones from the other manufacturers, they're actually good. A few years after you apply them, you have to recoat them. Then I tried some non-conventional materials like, for example, polyurea or through the roof. Polyurea actually proved to be quite resilient and nice. It goes down nicely and you can apply it. Unfortunately, after a few years, it becomes a little brittle and it will crack. Now, I have found a different material which I have tested already, and it's the one that I'm going to use on this one, which I believe is better than all the other ones that I have tried. It is a little bit more work. It's actually a two-stage process. You first apply a 2-part epoxy primer, and it's actually a bonding agent. So it's not like you have to paint the whole thing. You just got to put a light coat, really light coat on top of the TPO, and then you put a 100% silicone cover, a 100% silicone layer on top of it, and that will be it. The silicone layer looks great. It's quite resilient to the elements. It's pretty good against the sun. It will hold up to the elements really, really good. And it will cover pretty much everything that you have. So if you have cables laying on the roof for your solar panels, it will work great. We actually got it from US Coatings in Fort Pierce, and I'm going to put the link on the video so you can get it from them. It comes in a kit. They'll tell you how much and they'll give you directions. Don't rely on my directions. They are the experts on this, so they can tell you exactly how to do it. Make sure you bring all the tools you need up to the roof, and make sure you raise the antenna before you go up. Otherwise, you're going to start washing this and you're going to realize the antenna is not up, and you're going to have to get down up to that skinny ladder that I have at the end of the motorhome. So let's get started. Okay, so here is how the roof looks right now. As you see, I got 4 really nice and big solar panels that will need to be removed. I got a solar panel controller, which I'm not going to remove. I'm just going to coat over it. And I got a few patches. The previous owner had a kayak mount in here, and as I mentioned before, when I installed the air conditioner, I put several layers, actually double layers, of Eternabond. Why did I do that? So when I put the new coating on the roof, this doesn't get in a valley and actually pulls water in. Now if you look at the roof itself, how do I know that I need to recoat the roof or change it maybe? If you look at it, you will see the cracking on the rubber section. Next step of degradation will be the rubber roof will start simply coming apart, and you will be looking at the black residue that is going to be left over, which is the rubber. The white is only a protective layer that goes on top of the black rubber. So that is what you need to do. As you see, there are no big leaks, there are no big cracks, there's nothing really broken on the roof itself, but it does need to be taken care of. That's what we're going to be doing today. So here you can see solar panels have been removed, I cover all the cables, and we're getting ready to start a wash. You can see the TV antenna is raised. Roof temperature's got to be over 100 at least. So we're going to try to do this as quick as possible. When I said that we were going to get to this fast, of course, this is not my speed. We accelerated so you can see it. I'm taking out the solar panels. Be careful not to damage the roof when you're actually working on the roof. Be also careful that you're safe. Always wear slip-resistant shoes and make sure that you're not standing on the edges. The cleaning, I did it with a brush and water, and several cleaners can be used. As long as they're not petroleum based and they're compatible with a TPO or rubber roof, you should be fine. After that, you use a pressure washer. Make sure also that you have plenty of water and you can actually wash off any residue that you're leaving behind. So this is how it looks. Okay, so this is how it looks after being washed. As you see, you can see through the wide membrane. You can see the black underlaying material. You can see the cracking. This roof has no more life left. I did wash it with an anti-degreaser, Green Power, and I also pressure wash it. Unfortunately, my phone that was not recording when I was pressure washing it, but just be careful when you're pressure washing it. It's really easy to take off the roof, break the membrane, and take it off. So try to spray it wide and try to spray it softly. Okay, so now we're preparing. This is the 2-part epoxy primer. We peel off the labels, and as you see, we shook the can a lot, but that didn't help much. So we're gonna go with one of those drill thingies that shake the can and mix the paint pretty quick. We'll be back in a second. Okay, so as you see, we have one, the other one, and we're mixing it. The color is not white, it's kind of pinkish. That's a good thing because now you know where you applied it. And the way you apply it is to apply a coat as thin as possible as you can. The thinner, the better. Okay, so now we're coating. As you see, we're doing a really thin coat. The thinner, the better. This is a adhesion promoter primer. It's not to actually do any covering, or it's not to be doing any sealing. It's to promote the adhesion. But we're doing a really light coating. You can see there. Again, this is the fast forward image, and thanks for the help, Vic, that is in there. It's the one doing all the hard work on cutting the edges, doing all the cuttings and everything. So here we have finalized the coat. As you see, you can tell where we have put the primer because you see that little pinkish color. We have covered the entire roof, including seams and anything that needs to be covered, all the way to the front. Okay, so this is day 2. We're going to apply the silicone. Here is, as you see, the consistency is really thick. You want to stir this really good. I use all my drill devices to steer yesterday, and I don't want to contaminate this. But as you see, you do have to mix this really good because it's much thicker at the bottom than what it is at the top. The application method is going to be with the brush on the sides or a smaller roller, and then it's going to be rolled on the top. Now, how thick are you going to be applying it? I'm going to be applying it between 20 to 24 mils. That is the recommended thickness of the coat. Now, to check how much the millage is, you put the coat and you put it down like this, and you check the numbers to see how deep it is. 20 to 24 is what they recommended, so that's what we're going to be shooting for. I got a 40-foot motorhome, but the rubber part of the roof is only 30 feet. So they recommend one of these cans every 10 feet. I got 3 cans. That should do it. I'll show you a time lapse as I'm doing it, and then I'm going to shoot a few pictures and videos once it's all completed and done. Just keep in mind that you need to be rain free for 6 hours after you're done with the application. And this is us doing all the cutting on the edges, and you will see that I started from using the step ladder on the side. Didn't feel too comfortable going that high, so as I started going forward in the motorhome was higher. I decided to go up actually in the roof. Make sure that you put a thick enough layer as was spec'd by the manufacturer of the product that you're applying. Make sure you bring all the tools up, and make sure that you do everything you have to do on the roof and all the cuttings, and make sure that you're keeping your wet edge as you're going through. So sometimes it would be easier if you actually have 2 people to do this part of the process, so you can always maintain a wet edge and you don't have to wait to restart the paint process at the edge of one section. See, for example, this is the front end of the air conditioner. When I installed it, thinking of, okay, I'm gonna have to redo the roof, I put 3 layers of Eternabond tape. That way, when I put the coating, the AC is still higher than the coating, and I have no water retained inside of the air conditioning. That's a pretty good trip. So, we did all the cut-ins. We're getting ready to roll the main surface. Now, remember I told you you need to actually shake and mix this product very well. This is how it looked if you didn't mix it. I mistakenly opened the wrong can, and it's transparent on the top and all the white silicone is in the bottom. It's going to take me some time to be able to stir this up. Yep, sometime. Okay, so this is the roof after we applied the silicone. It actually looks really good. You can see how it looks over the solar system cables. I mean, it's one complete layer, even over the sealant, over the Eternabond tape. I mean, it looks really good. It feels really good. It's strong. It's actually a really good coating. Far better than any other coating I have tested so far. You can see the areas in which I apply a little bit more or a little bit less. Everything is nicely cured. Everything seems to be in really good shape. So now we're going to proceed to put the solar panels. Here's a picture of one of my tank vents and how I coated the entire sealant around the tank vent. Now here's a tip on it. You need to let the sealant actually vent off. You need to get the sealant to actually gas off any of the gases that will come out of the solvents that have in it. And then you can actually coat it on top with the silicone. If you do it before, you will be causing some bubbling underneath the silicone, and that's not a good idea. And here is the final product. A really nice, even coat, thick, resilient it looks like it's going to last a long time. And the other application that I did, as I mentioned before, it's actually holding really, really good. So far is the best product I have used on a roof. I highly recommend it. I have no affiliation with them, but if you want to buy this product and get it, I got it from US Coatings in Fort Pierce, and I'm going to put the link and in the video, and also you can see it right here in the website. You can call them up, they're great, and they will explain you anything you need to do, and they'll sell you the entire kit to do the whole roof for your motorhome. If you tell them what size you have, they'll tell you exactly how much you need. Wish you luck with it.